Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and I'm back with a new short movie. The name of the short movie is What If Naruto Redemption of Danzo. Yes, you heard it right. As the title says, it is the name of this movie and one of you guys suggested me this idea, so here it is. Yeah, Danzo is going to be a good guy in this one. So aside from that, yeah, I have been thinking of starting a texting story channel and I'm converting my horror story channel into that one starting today. And hopefully I will be uploading different sorts of, you know, stories on that channel, texting stories by the way. And yeah, if you guys like that and would love to read stories, you can go and watch it on my other channel. I will let you know once it's done. It will be up today by the way, because I'm damn motivated. The 3 a.m. motivation hit me hard. So that is why I'm doing this. Aside from that, if you haven't, then please do leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and there will be a video on my gaming channel as well today. Yes, a gaming channel video will be coming soon. Aside from that, without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins with Danzo Shimura, as we see him standing in a wide plain. There was nothing there until a glowing entity appeared. He could not see it with his eyes, but he could hear its voice. Danzo Shimura, your whole life you have committed grave sins, one after another, and then again, ruined so many lives, destroyed so many families. What do you have to say for yourself? It was all for the sake of my village. No, you were a greedy man, but I, as the god and your creator, will be merciful to you and will grant you another chance, but this time around with different intentions. You will be the protector and will be regarded as an important figure in the whole elemental nations, but not the way you think with Iron Fist, but with the help of others, those who you train, more specifically, as Danzo finished Naruto Uzumaki. I see. But why him more specifically? Why the creator? The god wants me to train this child specifically. I would like to know. Because him is the most important figure in your universe. The whole universe revolves around him being the main figure there. If he was not to be there, your whole universe will shatter. It will destroy and consume in its own self. Do you get it, Danzo? I'm beginning to realize what you are saying. So if Naruto is so important, then why did you give him such a life? He could have lived a life full of luxury, knowing his parents' heritage, keeping his parent alive. It was you who gave him the destiny, and it was also you who gave me mine. And that is how I ended up here, isn't it? Nice choice of words, Danzo. You are correct. I gave you your destinies, but you forgot one thing. A person can rewrite its own destiny, as Naruto is doing now. In some of the other planes, Naruto has lost, died, multiple times, but he always get up, back on his feet, and that is quite admirable. That is why he is the person who I have chosen to be the child of prophecy, to be your savior, because he is needed, and because you are needed as well. But not anymore as a person filled with hatred and corruptness. Think about it, Danzo. Think about it. As suddenly the voice disappeared with a glow, as two figures were standing there, his parents. As Danzo's father looked at him. I have seen through your life, son. As Danzo suddenly fell to his knees. He was trembling, even though he was a Cold War hardened shinobi in his own right, but he was still afraid of his father, the one who taught him all. And I gotta say, son, what your methods were incorrect. I wouldn't have done that. I would have asked Hokage, or in your case, your friend Hiruzen, for help. And with his help, we could have made the village stronger and greater. And you do need allies, Danzo. I forgot, father. Please forgive me. I will try my best, father. As he looked at his mother, who had disappointment in her eyes, as his eyes widened, as he looked down again. You're not the same, Danzo. You were such a kind-hearted child. What happened? I don't know. I guess it was after your death that I turned out like this. Or maybe you were from the beginning. It was just us who didn't see that. His mother said, I can't stay here. Not after seeing him destroy so much family and life in its general. As Danzo's mother left before he could say anything. And so did his father. So this was your method, huh? To make me agree to you by bringing them here. Yes. They have seen you what they did. They chose to say those words to you because of their own free will. I see. I will not let you down. I promise. And henceforth, Danzo was engulfed in a white light as he heard the final verse. Then go forth, Danzo Shimura. Your new fate awaits you. This will be your redemption. Hi, my redemption. As Danzo's eyes opened, as he saw that he was standing there in front of a young Hiruzen as their sensei was dying. You both have to retreat. I will hold them. Hiruzen, you are the Hokage. No, sensei, we have to take you back with us, said Hiruzen, as Danzo then said, yes, sensei, we are taking you back. As then Danzo started to move forward, as a wall erupted of water. You did not hear me? Leave! The village needs you to. Now go. But sensei, we can fight here. We can protect you. Danzo said, as Hiruzen nodded, yes, sensei. Danzo is right. We can fight. You have to trust us. And that is why I'm trusting the village to you both. Now leave. As they gritted their teeth, as Danzo knew he had to do this. He could not save his sensei. Damn it. Hiruzen, we have to go. What? We have to leave. Sensei has given us his orders. We cannot change his mind. You know that. Damn it! Hiruzen said, as both of them dashed away. And time skip. 1 month later, the war was won. It was the second Great Shinobi War that happened, and Konoha lost its greatest Hokage. Hiruzen Sarutobi was named the third Hokage of the village, and was soon going to be the longest reigning Kage. Now Danzo had to draw out his whole plan here. As after the funeral of their sensei and rebuilding of the village, once the village was back on its state, some months later, we see Danzo visiting Hiruzen. What do you want to speak about, Danzo? As Koharu and Homura were there as well. Listen, I am thinking of creating a sub-Anbu division, Root. It will be under your control, and I will only answer to you, and so will they. As Hiruzen quirked his eyebrow. And what will be their purpose? Homura asked. To work in the shadows. The shadow of the Anbus. What do you mean by that, Danzo? We will work and do the dirty work for Konoha. Meaning cleaning out those from within. While the Anbus are busy protecting from the outer walls, we will protect from within and from beyond the border. You meaning infiltration and spy? Yes, but I see where you are going, but I already have gotten teams, and Jiraiya says that he soon wants to become a spy agent as well for the village. If he wants to, he thinks it's cool. I know. And then let me train him. You? Why? Because you are a Kage now, Hiruzen. You are restricted to your job. He has already gained the Toad Summon. You, in the eyes of the world, will be his sensei and can watch his progress while I train him and make myself strong as well. I see. You know what, guys? Koharu think and explain to them. I think this is a good idea. You are right, Koharu. What do you say, Hiruzen? I think it is. You have my permission, Danzo. Thanks, Okage-sama. You know it's Hiruzen. You can talk to me like we always did. Same with the others too. Thanks, friend. As after that, Danzo left. Time skip. 5 years later, we see that in the training field, a teenager with white hair was fighting against an adult who was seemingly 28 in his age. He was none other than Danzo Shimura. As both of them were sparring, as Danzo was panting on one knee. You have grown strong, Jiraiya. Well, thanks, Danzo-sensei. And it was thanks to your help and, well, Hiruzen Sensei's help. I know. So, how far have you reached with your, you know, Sage mode of the toads? I haven't made any progress yet. I still can use it for half an hour or so, and with the help of Ma and Pa, I can use it for the extension of 1 hour, but that is it. You need to be able to do that on your own, Jiraiya. You have to try your hardest. I know, but I guess this is time for me to leave the village and form my own spy network connections. Good. You will send your reports to me and Hiruzen. Why can't I just send one report? Because I told you that Root will handle the dirty work. If there are any things regarding that, we need to eliminate threats from outside of the border and from within. We will do that, while the Anbus do the regular missions and the protection duties of the village. I see. Now, the new thing with the Root was that it was selected from within the shinobis, and they were given their emotions, but they had to shut it off with a seal that was on their tongue. But Danzo gave the key to the seal to the people who became the Root Anbus, and they could control the seal with their own will, as they would activate it when they were going in a battle, because Danzo didn't want them to have any traumatic experiences because of the killings. And the Root was the most successful division in whole Konoha soon, within 5 years, as it consisted of 1,000 shinobis already, or more like Anbus. And many next generations are already admitting into it, some Uchihas, Hyugas, and even Inuzukas going as far as them. Even Naras were taking part in this. Danzo was becoming a powerhouse, and now we see him sitting inside a council chamber 5 more years later, as some skirmishes started to arise, and Danzo knew that within the next 10 to 15 years another war will occur, the Third Great Shinobi War, when Minato will take his mentality as the fourth Hokage. That is when the shinobi attacks and the Kyuubi's release. Something I have to do about that. As Danzo was thinking, we see that in his root base, in his headquarters, entered Hiruzen alongside with Kohara and Homura. As I sat down, what are you thinking about, Danzo? It's just that there have been going along a lot of skirmishes on the borders of Konoha and the Land of Fire in general, alongside with the other villages, mainly Iwa and Kumo. Something is up with them. I know what you are thinking, Danzo. Yeah, and I don't like it one bit, Homura said, completing Hiruzen's word as they all nodded. And they just tried to kidnap that Uzumaki girl that we got just after the destruction of Uzushio Gakure. Yeah, that is a bad sign, an alarming sign in its general. So what do you think we should do, Danzo? For now we shouldn't do anything, aside from protecting the borders. I suggest that we should move some of our routes in subdivisions of 4 to the each corner of the border to protect them forever invading the Land of Fire, and more specifically on the border outskirts of Konoha. Are you sure about this, Danzo? I mean, we will have short-handed staff there then. 500 of the Root Anbu Division Shinobis will go there. They will be more than enough. 500 for backup. And you have your own shinobi forces, right? As all of them nodded. Which consist of 800 shinobis, mind I tell you. Yes, but they are not as trained as your Root are. I know. But they will be helpful when the time comes. And then let's just hope and pray that didn't comes. As all of them nodded. And as Danzo suspected, the time passed, with few skirmishes occurring here and there and his Root dealing with them. Like he did in shadows, behind everyone's back, but now he did it open. As finally the time came, when Jiraiya arrived back, and he was discussing matters with, well, his senseis. So you want to take a student from the Genin Academy. Any particular person who picked your interest? Minato no Mikaze. The brat is a genius. I guess I can train him. As Danzo nodded, you have my permission. What do you think? As Risen was taken aback. Seriously? Just like that? The kid has potential, as Jiraiya said. And I can see great things in him. Like what? The next Kage. What? I thought you. No. From our generation, you have become the Kage, Hiruzen. It is time we hand this mentality to the next generation. And I know for sure that, well, Jiraiya will not accept it, since after Orochimaru defected, that is. Yeah, I still have to find that snake bastard for what he has done. What about that Anko child? She's still an 2-year-old. She's not sure. I see. Then we will worry about her later. Let her grow up a bit, okay? As all of them nodded. And time went by, and Jiraiya, as in canon, trained Minato. And it was going smooth, while he saw that Kushina was falling behind. And with the help of, well, some of his friends, which were the Kage and the 2 elders, he approached her, while she was alone in the training ground. You see, your aim is amiss, little one, said Danzo. As Kushina looked up. What do you mean, old man? Old man, huh? I guess I am old, huh? Well, you're aiming way too low, and your hand technique is incorrect. You need to be trained properly if you want to become a strong clone of Ichi in the future. You think I can become like Tsunade-sama? You can become much more than her. Would you like to follow me so I can train you properly? I am Danzo Shimura, and I would like you to invite you to Root Division, Kushina Uzumaki. As Kushina then said nothing as her mouth gaped. Wait, you can think about it. I will give you time of 1 week. You can answer me later. For a whole week, Kushina, while spending times with her friends and training and on some missions as Ganin, she thought hard. And finally, on the 1 week later, same day, same time, Danzo arrived in the training field where they met. So, have you thought about it? Yes. I would like you to train me, Danzo sensei. Good. As both of them then went towards Hiruzen's office. So, let me get this straight. Hiruzen said, after being explained everything, you want to train Kushina. Why? 1. Kushina, can you go outside? Yes. I know she's the Jinchuriki. As Hiruzen's eyes widened. Well, true, knowing that only Kushina's ancestors and her can hold a QB. Said Hiruzen. It was bound to be that you found out. So why? That's her? That's the reason? No. Well, I will be lying that if it wasn't completely that, but still no. Then what? Hiruzen asked, quirking an eyebrow, as Koharu and Homura were silent, behind his back. I want our Root Anbu commander, and I think she will be the one who can handle that job. After being trained completely and properly, and becoming a fine Konomichi, if I dare say so myself, stronger than Tsunade at one point. And plus she's an Uzumaki, with her healing factor and chakra chains, and her knowledge of Fuinjutsu. Think about it, how far she can go ahead. It will be beneficial for the village, and she's the last of her race. That will be beneficial for Konoha, meaning we can finally enlist Uzumakis as an official clan of Konoha. You know what? That is not a bad idea, Hiruzen. Seeing that Uzushiu have been destroyed, even though they were our allies, it will be a wasteful of their resources, and Kushina is alone here. So we should create Uzumaki clan here. When the time comes, we will talk about this. To her, said Homura. As Hiruzen nodded, Homura is right. We cannot agree behind her back. I know. And that is why, when the time comes, I will be the one to ask this question to her, in front of you all. And I hope that you all agree, and so does she. We'll see about that, Danzo. And I'll give you the permission. And after that, while Minato trained with Jiraiya, Kushina trained under, well, let's just say Danzo. As time passed by, both of the said shinobis have grown into fine shinobis in their own right. But something in this dimension happened. Kushina was much more stronger than Minato. Far-fetched more stronger. As when both of them met again, they hit it off and were, well, obviously in love at first sight when they were kids, but they were now more close. More like Minato was the one who was now having a huge amount of crush on Kushina than she was in the beginning. But she was an Anbu commander of his. She was doing her job, and best at that. She had become the number one Konoichi in the whole elemental nation, and Danzo was proud of her. She was the first Jinchuriki who was balanced and perfect, and was able to tame the Kyuubi's chakra by using her emotions and by learning his existence. And the name of the Biju was also recorded down the records. Kurama, the nine-tailed fox, a sentinel being, not a mindless Biju they all thought it was. And as time passed, Danzo knew what was going to happen. The Third Shinobi War occurred, as Kumo, Skiri, as well as Iwa banded together to invade Konoha, while Tsuna remained neutral at the time, as Konoha, alongside its greatest heroes, fought on the main plain. This time around, instead of Minato killing thousands, it was Kushina who killed at least up to 200,000, eradicating 89% of both of the forces combined. And Minato was just flabbergasted. You see, Kushina also was given the seal, which turned off her emotions. And let's just say, that did not go well for her enemies. She was named as the Crimson Reaper in the bingo books, triple S rank. If you cross her, well, let's just pray to God and close your eyes and hope for a painless death. After this, she was called the Death Goddess, the Crimson Red Death Goddess of the battlefield. This was another title that was given to her. And after the war was won, Kushina was regarded as the hero, and instead of Minato, she was named as the fourth Hokage. But Danzo was surprised by this, but he was happy that his student has come far-fetched and became not only the strongest shinobi, but strongest Jinchuriki and the goddess of shinobi as well. The title only Hashirama Senju was able to acquire, and his best friend Hiruzen Sarutobi at one point. Hiruzen passed the mentality with a smile on his face to their war hero, and as time passed, Kushina was able to use shadow clones to do her duty while spending time with Minato, and she became finally pregnant. So I see, it is finally time for Naruto to arrive, huh? Into this world. And today's the day I discuss the matters with her. As Kushina was, the three elders alongside with Hiruzen visited her in her office as she sat there with her pregnant stomach, waiting for her son to be born. Ah, Sensei, sit down, Kushina. You don't need to get up. As they all stood there. Well, I was hoping that we would discuss this. Well, Danzo put it off for quite a while since the war occurred and you were training. We wanted to know, Kushina, if you're alright with this. Why don't we make it official and make Uzumakis a part of our village? But aren't we already a part of it? Yes, but as allies. Not an official clan, Kushina, said Koharu. Yes, it will be beneficial for your child. What do you think? He will have a part of power inside the council. And so could you. You can influence our decisions. And not only that, this will secure the Uzumaki's future in the near future when they are born into this world. Soon your child will grow up and have his or her own children. What do you think? As Kushina was in deep thought, as one of her eyes grew crimson with slit, indicating that she was communicating with Kurama, or the Kyuubi. Kurama said this is a wise decision, and I accept. So, where do I sign? She said with a smile, enthusiastic, as the papers were signed and Minato arrived there as her secretary, Hokage-sama. There are, Tsunagakure's Kage here. As Rasa walked in, he would like to discuss things with you, as all of them got up and bowed. Please sit down, Hokage-sama. I can see that you are in expectations of your arrival of the child. I will take not much of your time. Please sit down. Minato-kun, can you get us some tea? Yes, precisely, Hokage-sama. As Minato left. As after that, the elders left as well. I would like to form an alliance with Konoha. A permanent one. Well, that can be discussed, Kushina said, as the alliance was soon formed after their meeting. And Danzo was happy how things were going on. Now he was worried as well, because he knew Kushina and Minato died on October 11, the day the Kyuubi catastrophe occurred. But this time around, Kyuubi was a friend of Kushina. But that didn't mean that the masked person won't attack. He had to take care of that as well. But how so? He needed to come up with a plan. As when the months grew near, Danzo's paranoia grew wider and wider. Because he was from the future, he knew what was going to happen. As he went towards Kushina in her home. What is it, Sensei? Listen, Kushina, I'm going to be honest here. You should not go to that cave. But we are afraid that if Kurama's chakra get way too much active, what would happen? That can be controlled here. You will perform this within the hospital room, which will be heavily guarded by the Anbus and Roots as well. I guess that can be done then. As then, a purple-headed Konoichi arrived there. Her name was Yugao. She was the student of Kushina and the next Root Anbu commander. Kushina-sama, you called. You as well, Danzo-sama. Yes, you and the best of your Root will be in charge of protecting Kushina in the hospital room that will be assigned to her, in which the birthing process will be performed. And take some of the Uchihas and Yugas as well, and Seal Masters just in case. Hi. As she vanished away. You know, Danzo-sama, I think you're going on way too much extreme. I'm going extreme because I'm worried. Think about it. What will happen if someone invaded or someone tried to attack? Because, as far as I know, Raikage and Tsuchikage has gotten the wind of it that Kushina is pregnant, and they will strike this as a perfect opportunity and strike down. What you are saying is the truth, Sensei. I think this will be the best, Minato. I guess so. I will be there as well. Naruto, being the Yellow Flash, was now there with his strongest wife, as she carried her katana there as well. And finally the day arrived, when Naruto was about to be born. As everything went smooth, and Danzo and his Roots were able to capture 8 assassins, but the masked person wasn't amongst one of them. He didn't attack today. Why was that? Did he retreat back, seeing that the whole room was guarded? Something isn't right. It wasn't supposed to go like that. Although the assassins were soon traced out back to the Kiri, Kumo, and Iwa again. They were at it. But surprisingly, one of them from Amegakure. Why Ame? They didn't have any kind of animosity towards that said village. Then he realized, the Akatsuki. How could he have forgotten? They were from Amegakure, meaning the masked person was amongst them, and so was Orochimaru. As he went towards Kushina, who was now, in her Anbu hospital room, as she was still resting and was on a leave while Hiruzen was taking charge for her again. What? Said Kushina after Danzo told her. Yes. I traced back them to their origins, and one of them is from Ame. Why would Ame attack us? Something is not right. I have to send an Anbu there. Do you think it is right, Kushina? Well, Sensei, why are you asking me? You can do, what you think is right. No. Kushina, this is the first rule that you need to listen to. I will always tell my superior which in case you are, and you hold the power for the final decision. You see, Danzo not only did good in this life, but also he kept in check with the civilian council so they would not infiltrate or try to do some shit. Those who were greedy were already traced out and were even expelled by Danzo handedly. Meaning the whole council was now full of honest and innocent people. But they were cunning when it came to meeting with the other councils. And as time went by, Danzo saw that Naruto was growing, and surprisingly Kushina had to pass down Kyubi inside of Naruto, her son, because due to the birthing process she had complications and her body could not maintain Kurama anymore. Although thanks to her Uzumaki genes she was able to survive the extraction. She was not as powerful as before, but her strength was still no joke. She rarely ever used Kurama's energy and power, which gave her a cloak-like figure. So Danzo expected that Naruto being the center must be revolving around Kurama and Naruto working together. Well, Kurama already was nice to Naruto because his mother named him the godfather of her son. And Naruto was also very nice because his parents, well, educated him properly, and he had to act accordingly because his mother was the Kage of the village and the strongest Konoichi walking on the planet of the earth. So there were many expectations resting on his shoulder. And as we see a 4-year-old Naruto protecting a Yuga girl in the snow all by himself as he jumped away from home, being angry with his parents because none of them were there since they were doing their duties out late at night. Danzo arrived there. As he saw Naruto was bruised and walking away. Oh, what's up, Danzo Gigi? Naruto, my boy, what are you doing here? Danzo said. Honestly, Danzo was quite liking this life and was happy that he was able to form bonds, which he thought was weakness. And he was surprised that his root was so much strong and powerful, able to produce such strong shinobis that were written down as legends. And he was respected by all. The one who can turn any kind of trash person into a respectable and commendable person. Danzo Shimura. As he was even regarded as a threat to many other villages. They wanted to recruit him. Some of them even bribed him, but he wouldn't listen. To him, his patriotism and his loyalty lied with Konoha, regardless of his attention. In his previous life, he was still loyal to Konoha, but he wanted to rule with the help of and power of Konoha, the whole elemental nations. But this time around, he only wanted to protect those who was precious to him. His old animosity gone. He still could remember the nightmare in which his mother looked at him with sorrowful eyes, and that triggered something inside Danzo. Something to prove to his parents that he could change. He was not as cold bastard that they saw him as. He wanted his redemption, and he saw that by helping them, he was getting there. But the main chunk was that now he did not do two things, destroyed two lives, Naruto Uzumaki's and Sasuke Uchiha's, by whom hand he was killed. As he then thought about it, later, as he was walking with Naruto towards Kushina's office, as we saw them there. You what? Sensei, he's 4-year-old. Come on. I can't believe you were saying this. As Hiruzen and the elders alongside Minato were shocked at this as well. Come on, Danzo, you can't be serious. I am. Listen, you stepped in when you were 14, Kushina, and you became the goddess of shinobi. The same expectations lie with your son, whether you like it or not. People out there in the streets want that and expect that from your son, while the other wants to see him fail. As Naruto looked down, and I want to see him succeed, because I know he has much more potential than you. Even you, yes. As Kushina at this comment was happy. I know, Sensei, but you don't need to worry about that, Kushina, said Kurama with a mental link to her because he still had that. I will take care of him, I promise. And not like I'm going to keep him there like I kept you. He can visit you back. And I mean, live back and come back to his home. Oh, I see. But please be careful. Yes, I will. And from then on, at the age of 4, Naruto's journey began to become a legend. And Danzo, being his mentor, was given full authority over him. Danzo taught him from the basics of the sealing process because it took less effort and he did not want to train Naruto physically in shinobi combat until he reached at the age of 7 or 8. Until then he had 4 years of time, more than enough to become a seal master. And Naruto surprised everyone again. Within the course of 6 months, Naruto became a commendable seal master, coursing at the level of Jiraiya of the Sannin, developing some of his own seals as well. Danzo was pleased at his progress, and then at the age of 5 he began learning the arts of combat and shuriken throwing and some swords arts as well. Time skip. At the age of 13, we see Naruto, who has grown taller, sitting there as he has become a commendable shinobi, already at the rank of Jonin, unofficially obviously, as he was in the academy. He said that he wanted to move up the rank with teams and he did not wanted any special attention. While Itachi was moving up the ranks and already moved up to the Anbu, Sasuke was still normal. And he was getting frustrated with Naruto because he was succeeding in every aspect, whether it was shuriken throwing, stealth, speed, agility, flexibility, as well as power and raw skills. Naruto was much more stronger than all aspects. And not only that, Naruto was taller than him as well, and Sasuke was smaller than him, which irked him to no end. As we see Sasuke Uchiha, after his father left him at the lake where his, fire jutsu was exploded, as he bowed seeing Danzo was here, and he quirked his eyebrow. As Danzo walked towards his younger son, Sasuke Uchiha, I see great potential in you. You can be similar to Naruto. Would you like to become strong as Naruto? You can make me strong as Naruto? Yes, you have similar potential to him. I trained him since he was at the age of 4. You will reach at his level, thanks to your Sharingan and its abilities, with an easy pace. Are you up to that challenge? Yes, Danzo-sama. As from then on, aside from doing the D-rank missions, Sasuke will train with Danzo and Naruto. Naruto was put in charge of his training, and both of them grew a bond, that of a brother, and Itachi was happy with that, as he saw both Naruto and Sasuke moving up the ranks. After completing the Chunin exams and stopping even the Konoha crush, Ruzin was saved, and not only that, Orochimaru was killed. His spies were captured by the Root Anbus and presented in front of the whole populace. Kabuto Yakushi and some of the others were found. Many casualties were prevented, and only 2 deaths occurred. One of them being the coughing ninja, the husband of Yugao Uzuki, who was comforted by everyone and condolences were shared because she was the Root Anbu Division's commander. And after that, time passed on and soon the Akatsuki began to surface. As Jiraiya sent notes back to Kushina as well as Danzo, Sensei, you were right. Something is wrong with Ame. They're gathering S-rank shinobis from all over the villages, as those are the defective ones, and they're forming a group known as Akatsuki. I am not sure what is their reason of forming this, but from the guts feeling that I get, it's not something good. It is not indeed. As with the letter in hand, he saw that Naruto and Sasuke were there. Both were at almost same level and up to par, thanks to Sasuke's Sharingan and Naruto's getting stronger as well. What is it wrong, Sensei? Said both of them. Listen, Naruto, Sasuke, I think that Naruto might be in danger. Danger? How so? Sasuke asked as Naruto was quite stunned. Amegakure is forming an S-rank shinobi group, known as the Akatsuki, and we do not know their intentions. Then how can you say? Because they will either go after Bijus or would start a war with other villages, and for that, I think they need Bijus. And my guess, I hope it is wrong, but I think it is correct. You need to up your training, Naruto. You as well, Sasuke. Train as hard as you can. Well, the other shinobis will train as well. Yugao, as Yugao jumped down. Hi, Danzo-sama. You're back. I can sense your chakra. Yes. It has been 1 month since that incident, and I have moved on. You can take your time off, Yugao. You do not need to push yourself. I will be fine. What is your order, Danzo-sama? Up your training and your roots as well. The roots need to grow even further, because they will be the one who will hold Konoha and will not let it shatter or waver. Hi, who are we up against? Amegakure. There is something growing there, a storm that will raging upon us soon, As Danzo then went towards the Hokage office and said the same words, as Kushina was taken aback by that. Then what do you suggest, Sensei? I don't suggest anything. I only suggest that we train and pray that this won't happen, because I think it's just a hunch. Danzo, you're being paranoid again, Hiruzen said. Maybe they just want to form a mercenary group, but why take shinobis from different villages, and nonetheless the dangerous ones? There is something going on there that I don't like, Hiruzen, as all of them nodded at this. And as Danzo expected, 3 years later, in a Kage summit, they announced war and wanted to go after Bijus. They were already going after some, but when they attacked Konoha, they were devastated, and some of them were killed as well, mainly by the other villages' forces combined with Konoha. And at that moment, when the war was announced, Shinobi Alliance was formed. This was a time when Danzo had died, but he now knew what he had to do. And then he saw Ten-Tail rise, as Naruto and Sasuke were at the front of battlefields, fighting and protecting alongside all the Kages at one side. And then he arrived, as his eyes widened. Madara Uchiha, as the elders who were also fighting were surprised. What? But how? Ero Tensei, Tobirama Sensei's jutsu, that's how. But who would? No, Orochimaru, he must have escaped, shit. As then, the war happened. It was such a devastating war. Many shinobi's lives were lost. Danzo then saw what kind of monster he was, because within them, many of his roots that he personally handpicked and trained had died. And then he saw something that sent children down his spine. There laid Naruto and Sasuke on the battlefield, as Itachi and Kushina and their parents were there, trying to wake them up, but to no avail. And suddenly, something happened. Both of them got up, as Madara was in his full power, but he was being pushed back by both of them now, as they had gained new powers. As they were saying that this was from Sage, as Naruto shared the Kyuubi's chakra with everyone, even them, they felt immense boost within them. As this was going on, something happened. Karsuki, or most of them were dead, but one of them was alive, who impaled Madara from behind, and he was enveloped in a black goo. And then came in front of them a woman, with such killer intent that all of them were forced to their knees and frozen. And then Naruto and his team fought the war, and at the end, they won. Last Danzo, remember, was being wrapped inside a tree, Infinite Tsukiyomi, but now he was free again, and they had won the war. He smiled as Koharu Homura and Hiruzen arrived. We won. Yeah. You know, Danzo, I take it back. Sensei was wrong in this decision. You shouldn't have been the Kage. No, I shouldn't have been. I saw my destiny as to train the future warriors, and I guess I had a kang for it. But I'm going to retire now. Let the future generation handle this matter. And I guess same could be said for all of you, as all of them chuckled. Well, I guess it is time for Tsunade and Jiraiya to take the mentality of the elders, as all of them chuckled. And that is what happened. Tsunade, who was back, well, more like dragged back by Naruto, as well as Jiraiya, were put as the new elders, while those three were regarded as the great elders now, were only called when there was a dire situation. Otherwise, they were not to be disturbed. And Kushina passed the mentality of the fourth Hokage to the next one, the fifth one. It was none other than Kakashi Hatake, as Kakashi became the fifth Kage of the village hidden in the leaves, who has also played a great major role in preventing and stopping the war, making him the strongest Jonin at the moment, with the ability to use Sharingan, which was granted gift to him by his old friend Obito, who appeared in the battlefield as the boss person who would have attacked, and then he was betrayed, and then he turned his back on the enemies and fought with them till the dying breath, and giving his parting gift to his best friend Kakashi, as Kakashi explained. As we see now, Danzo sitting with Hiruzen, as many years passed, and he has grown more older, and village has grown much more stronger, and the allied forces were growing stronger as well. You know, Danzo, said Hiruzen, much older Hiruzen, as he poured a glass of wine. This future, this is what Sensei has imagined. Both of them, right? Do you think we did good? Yeah, I think we did, old friend. I think we did, he said, looking up at the sky with a smile, seeing the faces of the four Kages, and the fifth one being constructed. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, then please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, as this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing out.